Well, good morning and happy Monday. I'm here with your monthly market update, and this month has really proven to be exciting. So, what's actually going on in the market? Well, right now I'm going to talk to you about supply and demand. And supply and demand has shifted multiple times over the last year and forced us to reposition and rebrand, come up with creative out of the box strategies. And the current change in supply and demand works in favor of the buyers and sellers partnering with the educated agent. Let's talk about mortgage rates for a minute. That's a big hot ticket item. The way we look at mortgage rates and the reality of last year is there's no doubt the fixed rate doubled year over year. That's no secret to anybody. But what does that really mean? And what's the impact to the buyers and sellers? Well, if we look at this chart, you can see clearly we have doubled year over year. So as of the end of December, 6.42% compared to in the threes. I can't believe we were in the threes and all the chaos that we had post-pandemic. The 30-year mortgage rate and the 10-year treasury yield show an average spread of 1.7. And we're going to talk about the impact that spread has over the rate. And this is where we will all start to have a better understanding and have more educated conversations around the impacts. So the big question is, why are the rates not back below 5%? This is something we hear all the time. If we review the 2000 and 2021, the average 10-year treasury was around 3.49% and mortgage averaged at 5.28%. So we can see that as the 10-year treasury spread widens, we then decrease the mortgage rates, or we see a decrease in mortgage rates. We've seen this play out over the last 7 weeks as we continue to see the mortgage rates trickle down little by little. So the panic effect was starting to subside right around end of last month. In June last year, the Fed started to stabilize the housing market. And then at the end of 2022, they announced that we were basically at the peak of the inflation and beginning to reduce. There's about a 1% difference today compared to the historical 10-year treasury spread in the past. In the upcoming months, we're going to see an influx of buyers return as fatigue has worn off. They're ready to compete in the market again. Rates appear to have peaked and are starting to come back down since mid-November, giving buyers more opportunity to be contenders in the shopping market. So we need to be advised that this may be the one and only window for the next few years to get into a buyer's market. And remember, Federal Reserve data shows us that home prices only go up and always recover from recessions, no matter how mild or severe. So long-term homeowners should view this market right now as a unique buying opportunity, and we'll see them come back into the market. So let's talk about a home price update. So as you can see, the one thing about forecasts for home prices, none of the major experts can agree on the same number. So it's important to remember that even though they might not agree 100%, they do agree on one important key piece, which you can see in the chart. The major experts are calling for a downturn in the market based on our forecasts. What we're talking about is the fact that pre-pandemic home appreciation was around 12%. Post-pandemic, we jumped up to 38%. So prices are now having to adjust and shift because of the shifting market, not because there's anything wrong and we're headed for a crash. At least that's the expert's opinion and forecast. So we get the question, why are home prices seemingly coming down? Why are we seeing so many price reductions? Well, 1% of the homes had a price reduction, which is still lower. So we're not seeing a huge dip in price. What we're seeing Is the market aligning and stabilizing to what is the new normal compared to, my gosh, remember when March, April, May, prices of homes were well over value. People were waiving inspections, appraisals, and my gosh, giving away their firstborn just to get their offer accepted. What we're seeing now is those homes that are still on the market are being repositioned with a new pricing strategy to put them back in a position to sell. So that's the update on what's going on and why we're seeing the price reductions. But here's the bottom line. If we look at the graph and we go through all of the mortgage rates, we go through depreciation and we isolate everything, there's still 8 houses that sell every minute. So guess what? We have been on this for 5 minutes now. That means that in the last 5 minutes, 40 houses have sold. That is huge. So it's still a great opportunity to position your house to be the obvious choice in this market. So one of the things we do is we partner with our lenders to get creative in lending opportunities. And some people suggest alternate means of financing, maybe adjustable rate mortgages, buying down the rates. I'm sure you're seeing that advertised in a lot of the current listings that they're offering, sometimes sellers offering a buy down rate. The risk of ARMs were substantially mitigated by the regulatory reforms put in place after 2008. When we had the big bust. But today's ARMs are not the risky products of 2008 or even the pre-bubble version. So ARMs are no longer something to fear. In fact, they could help borrowers save money and reduce the barrier to home ownership. So definitely we should be partnering with our preferred lenders, the experts in the industry, and having our buyers partner to find out the product that would be best for them. So temporary rate buydowns are a hot trend for mortgages as borrowers are facing a slightly elevated cost for home loans. So some buyers are exploring alternative traditional mortgages with the interest rates currently just above 5% and into the 6s. Buydowns are becoming a less costly alternative to that traditional fixed mortgage rate. So we'll see a lot of creative financing as we continue to watch the rates and see where they're headed. So here's just a basic rate projection. So as you can see, as we start in Q1, right around 6.5%, we'll call it percent. Average of the all four in Q1 was 6.35%. And I think we're right around 6.48%. There another projection for Q2 to drop to 6, then down to 5.9. And substantially down to 5.7 by the end of Q4. So we are projecting incremental drops in the rates. Partnered with creative financing, working with the local lending experts, we're going to have more buyers able to achieve the goal of homeownership. With active listings over the past 2 years, we've significantly grown, which means there's more homes available, which has pushed up the inventory in many areas and absorption rate from just under a month of inventory and in some places 3 to 4 months of inventory. Still a seller's market, but buyers have more options on the table. And the reason they do is we still have the old priced homes on the market that are beginning to adjust prices along with new inventory coming on board. So buyers will now have the opportunity to have multiple options to look at and make decisions and comparisons. That is why pricing strategy, working with an expert listing agent, is going to be important for sellers. And on the buy side, partnering with an agent who can help buyers navigate the market and make suggestions on repair request, on making sure that the home fits the needs for the buyer and not just writing multiple offers and hoping that one sticks. So as you can see, the market is becoming more of a stable, neutralized market, and we're getting away from the pandemic that we saw previously. Pending listings. Okay, pending listings have decreased month over month. A pending listing indicates the velocity and demand of a market. inventory increases and demand starts to slightly decrease, that means there's going to be more listings that expire off the market unsold. So new and creative marketing strategies and marketing price point strategy will be the biggest focus to help sellers position their home to be the obvious choice in a market with increased inventory. So to wrap us up, home sales. We're seeing that days on market, although compared to this time last year has decreased, we did see a slight uptick since July from 14 days to 28 and in some cases 38 days. And that is home on the market. We're counting the days until an offer is received and the home goes pending. So we're seeing that increase in days on market because we're having more inventory in the market for buyers to choose from. Homes are sitting a little longer. So we need to make sure that we are positioning these homes to price correctly and we're marketing them creatively, not just the standard that we've done along the way in the past. So no longer can you just plop a sign in the yard and sit back with your popcorn and wait for an offer. We have to be effectively marketing and looking for buyers to come and tour these homes to drive traffic to increase the opportunity for an offer. This graph shows us the new home sales. And as you can see in December, new home sales have started to creep back up again as compared to previous years. So to wrap us up, what matters most right now is making sure to make the right choice in the agent that you work with, whether it's on the buy side or the sell side. You need someone who has a proven pricing strategy. Negotiation expert. Negotiations are going to be huge as buyers start to present repair orders and requests. Pricing. You need to make sure that they are able to handle negotiating their own salary. Yes, we're going to talk about that nasty little word, commission, which should be called professional fee. If an agent is not able, as a listing agent, to command a price to pay themselves and negotiate that, how will they possibly negotiate on your behalf when things get rocky during the negotiation process? You're also looking for someone who has creative out-of-the-box marketing strategies instead of just using the same old traditional. That means you want digital marketing. You want outbound calls being made, sourcing for buyers, mega open houses, things that will drive traffic to your home outside of price to make you the obvious choice. Here, Gigi of Jax, our slogan is Gigi gets it sold, and that's because we have a proven track record of flipping expired listings that were unsold, repositioning them back on the market with a 97% close rate. And we were also ranked in the Jax Real Producers in the top 500 out of 11,000 agents. Who you choose to work with matters in this new market. If you have questions about today's marketing update, or maybe are thinking about putting your home on the market, maybe you have questions about the buying process, please reach out to us. We are happy to help answer those questions and provide you with resources. We always ask that if you enjoyed the content today, share us with a friend and subscribe to our channel and stay in touch as we do our Monday market updates with Gigi of Jax. Gigi gets it sold.